So, Paul, here we are. We're 7 years on from the initial publication of The Exceptional Speaker, and we've done a revised and updated edition, which I'm very proud of. I think you probably are too. So let's just talk for a while about what we've done to make it even better.
Well, in actual fact, 7.5 years on, because the publication of the original version was in September 2013. And I think we've been incredibly gratified at the responses that we've got from the original edition. We've had a number of Amazon reviews, and I don't think one has ever dropped below 5 stars, which is, it's very flattering.
It is. It's great.
We went through the book, and as time went on, we gradually found there were things we wanted to change a little bit and update. And what we also found was that what generally happens is that although the bulk of the content will probably remain valid forever, as things updated, COVID hit and people went online, things started changing. So there's one big addition to the book. Maybe you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, the big addition is remote speaking, of course. Speaking in the way we are now, delivering digitally, because all speakers have been getting used to that over the last year plus. And now what's happening is that they realize they're going to be delivering like that for a long time. So we've taken the best possible tips that we could come up with for remote speaking. We've both been speaking remotely for a long time, many years. Yeah. So we've added our expertise to that. And that's now a really chunky extra section in the book.
Yeah. So what were the thoughts that went through your mind in terms of producing a chapter that would stand the test of time? Because you wrote that chapter quite a few months ago, but actually very little in there has changed, except that people have become a little bit more adept at remote speaking.
That's right. I think the main thing there, Paul, is that it's technology agnostic. We're not tying ourselves to any particular type of technology. We're not saying you should use this technology, because in 3 or 4 years' time, we might be using something completely different. Yeah. So what we've done is talked about the principles of speaking remotely, rather than the technology and the infrastructure, which can and will change. And I think there are many things in there, the style of speaking, the way in which you present, how you put things together, that are common to online and offline. But I think we've done a pretty good job. So let me come back and ask you a question.
Sure.
And let me say to you, I know, you've done an awful lot of work on this book, for which I'm particularly grateful. What do you think are the main highlights of the new edition, Remote Speaking Apart?
Okay, so we've had a lot of feedback from people about the book. They've thoroughly enjoyed it. They found it a resource, and we've had a few people bandying the expression around that it's almost like an encyclopedia of speaking. But we did get some very constructive feedback about things that were less powerful in the book, things that perhaps we could add in. And what has happened is that the book, firstly, we started chopping out a lot of things that we thought were not totally essential to the book. But to our surprise, the book has expanded from 243 to 350 pages. So there's a lot more content. We've brought in some of your more recent tips. We've brought in some of my more recent blogs. And we've come up with what we believe is a substantially better book than the one that we had before. Yes. So we are looking forward to getting feedback from the people that we've written this book for, being ostensibly professional speakers, but we've also been hearing from folk that just do speeches, wedding speeches, any kind of other speech, industry speakers and what have you, that they found immense value in the book from a point of view of helping them to structure. And one of the things that we have said is that this is about how to deliver sensational speeches. But in actual fact, it's a lot more than that, because it's about how to prepare a sensational speech. It's how to rehearse it. It's the kind of wording to put in. It's how to begin it and start it. So there is so much more in the book than just that. And maybe you can speak a little bit to that.
I can. And just to say, I think we've both been particularly gratified by reaction to the new edition. We've had some wonderful feedback from Professor David Crystal, who is one of the experts on the English language globally, as well as Professor Max Atkinson, who wrote the wonderful book, Lend Me Your Ears. And I was really gratified when Max said to us that he'd written a book that he thought covered everything about speaking until he read our book. Yeah, which is a really kind thing to say, and immensely flattering and gratifying for us. So I think you're right. What we've done, we've taken the whole area of speaking, everything that we know, everything that we've learned over our many years in the business, and we've said, how does that apply right now? What is the relevance of all of this right now? Classical rhetoric, for example, delivery, rehearsal, as you've said.
Yeah.
How is it relevant right now to the era that we're in? And what we've done, we've done that update, and we've sometimes put new stories in, taken old stories out, but we've kept the wisdom. We've kept the ancient wisdom in there as well, which is really, really important. So I'm particularly excited about it, and I can't wait for people to get hold of it. Quite frankly, I think it's going to be really a lot of fun when we start getting that feedback.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, what is also interesting is that there's a few chapters there that have been completely revamped and updated for the now. But our feeling really is that we've created a book that we hope is going to stand the test of time. We certainly believe it is. We've learned some lessons from the first one. I think we were quite excited when it came out the first time, but I'm really even more excited now because I feel that we've really got something that's going to help speakers. But I want to just steer us in a slightly different direction, because you and I know that nobody becomes a great speaker simply by reading a book. So what the book is that it encapsulates all the theory that one needs in order to become a good speaker. But in order to do that effectively, you need to get up, you need to rehearse, you need to practice, you need to do it. So what have we put in place to help those that are really serious about honing their skill as speakers?
I'm glad you asked that, Paul. Because what we've done, and we've done this before, but now we've really stepped it up a level. Exceptional speaker masterclasses, where we can have people, and we're working with people online, but we'll work with people offline as well when the opportunity arises. The exceptional speaker experience, where we'll give some really focused one-to-one intense coaching, or 1 to 2 intense coaching for people who've got to make a really important speech or at a really important event. So what we're doing, we're getting people to go through the process. Obviously, they get a copy of the book when they come along. They work with you and I personally, which is something that a lot of people have found very valuable indeed. I mean, what we've done, because of this environment, we can put it out all over the world.
Yes.
So we're now running masterclasses, as you know, because we've just scheduled them in different time zones all around the world, so that everyone has an opportunity in their own time zone, to take part in one of our masterclasses. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure you are too.
Absolutely. And if people want to know how to get hold of those masterclasses and book, you simply go to that website that we've put below. You can also order the book directly via the website. It's right there. There is an EPUB version, which is downloadable. There's also a Kindle version. And then the physical books themselves initially will only be available from either South Africa, where I am, or from London, where Alan is. I believe they can be shipped to Europe and to the UK. There would obviously be a little bit of a shipping charge as well, but if you want to save that, then the way to go is to do the EPUB or the Kindle. But we know that there are some people that really want to feel that book, and if I can give you an idea of what it looks like, so you've probably got one right there, but there it is. And if I can just put it up, there we go as well. So there's a nice look at the book itself. It's in hardcover. It's been beautifully produced. We, in fact, sent it to our trusted printers in India, Replica Press. They've done a fantastic job.
Very good. Great job.
You've received your book. So, folk, we just want to say to you that if you know of somebody who you feel can benefit from this, maybe get hold of the book and have a look at it yourself first before you recommend it. But we'd love you to spread the word. And I just want to thank my co-author for the exceptional amount of invaluable content that he's put into it. I know he's regarded in great esteem around the world. Of course, he is a past president of the Global Speakers Federation, which counts for something. And yes, indeed. So I'd like you to...
But come on, Paul, don't do that. You're a past national president than once. And we met in many places around the world. We've both done this a lot.
Yes, indeed. So, folks, thanks for listening to this, and have a look at the website. We would also appreciate your comments on the website, whether it was easy to navigate. We've put a bit of work into that as well, and we hope that will be a pleasant experience, but not quite as pleasant as actually reading the book itself.
Excellent stuff. Thank you, Paul, and thanks everyone for watching and listening.
Yes, indeed. Bye bye now.